Play some damn spades.
That these lions became friends of
Daniel.
Slut. They did not see Daniel as food. They were just looking at Daniel. Why? Because the angels of the Lord were right there.
That whore.
You may not be seeing the things happening in the spirit realm, but one thing I can assure you is that God will never stop sending His angels and guide you.
That whore.
You don't have to fret. God is with you.
She's a whore.
God will not only send His angels to stay in your house,
I'm fucked up.
but God Himself will be present in your house. You are the temple of God. Your body is the temple of God. Now, look at all of these. Consider all of these.
Man, he's fucking hot. But man, he's fucking hot.
Should you still be afraid of the terror that flies by night? Should you still be afraid of the pestilence that flies by noonday? You have the host of heaven in your house. You have the host of heaven in your life.
Okay, let's do a damn
What should that tell you? You should never be afraid. Deuteronomy 28 verse 7 says, "The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways." Your enemies will not flee if there isn't something that is fighting them. Something stronger than them.
That fucking pisses me off.
You may not even notice something is going on in the spirit realm. God
Come
will
on,
never
slut.
leave you.
Throw out a card.
This is the message for you today.
You slut.
God will never leave you to be tossed around by the devil. If you will hearken diligently to his voice, then you will be protected. If you will listen to him and follow his ways, you will be protected. God will never forsake you. Deuteronomy 31 verse 6. Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he is it that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee.
That whore. Slut. Come on, slut. Look at this fucking shit. Oh, that fucking pissed me off, that fucking king. Come on, slut shit. Fucking slut. You know I got that fucking king. Come on, slut. You're that fucking king. That whore. Fucking king. Slut. Slut. All the fucking hearts are dead. Joe's got arms. Joe's got. No, I don't. Here's my fucking 10. There's no way in hell I can get set now. There's no way in hell I can get that lead and get set there. Ooh, we set the asses. Look at this shitty hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for broke. Slut. I'm gonna slut you. I'm gonna slut you up, slut. Ooh. Come on, slut. Ace of fucking ass, slut. That fucking pissed me off. That whore. That whore. Damn, I should have thrown him out the jack. He's throwing clubs. Stupid slut. You slut. Come on, you fucking slut. Come on, slut. Well, we got ours. Now we can set that fucking Peter and slut. We can slut that motherfucker up. Oh, that fucking pissed me off. That fucking pissed me off. That fucking pissed me off. Slut! Come on, slut. Go out of the club. You slut-eyed slut. And we gave them a damn bag. Sluttity slutted slut. Come on, you whore. Oh, this is good. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't want to play this damn song. Slut. You slut. You slut. You slut. You slut. That whore, that whore, that whore, that whore. King of chivalry. You slut. You stupid bitch. Why didn't you take that trick? Bitch. You slut. That's gonna cost you, stupid slut. That's gonna cost you, fucking slut. That's gonna piss me off if it comes from me. Come on, slut. King, quarter shitter. You must have much spades, slut. No. Man, you stupid slut. Okay, I'm gonna pay her back for that. I'm gonna pay that fucking bitch back for that. That stupid bitch. That stupid bitch don't know how to play the game. Stupid bitch. That's two tricks you passed up, slut. Here's what you do to your partner when they piss you off. Well, the bitch ditched. Dumbass. Come on, bitch. Play a card, slut. You slutty, slut. That whore, that whore, that whore, that whore. Man, you stupid bitch. Stupid slut. Let's run. Like a poor sport slut. Let's see if I can sign up with a new account, so I can chat. I want to kill myself sometimes. Let's run. Let's play some damn chess. Oh, this little slut wants to play patty cake patties. There, slut. I'm back. Like I said, I'll be back. Yes. There's no hope. Yes. Come on, slut. Come on, you motherfucker. You slut ass bitch motherfucker slut. If there's no hope of my salvation, not curse the Holy Ghost. be a good-looking guy. I'm on the farm in my 20s. Only if there's hope. Yes. Yeah, don't move that whore that night, and I can either ask her to be a whore or get a free night. This shit. Come on, slut. Move, slut. Ha, 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 dumbass. I fucked your hole! Move or I'll put your black ass to stone. Okay, you slut. Hell no, you fucking slut. You're not gonna pull that shit on me, you slut. You're not gonna pull that shit on me, stupid dumbass. Slut. Come on, you slut. I'll put your black ass for stolen. Slut. Get that slutty pone out of here. Oh, you just asked to get that slutty pone out of here. That fucking pissed me off. He keeps postponing the inevitable. I want to fuck that nut up the butt. Fucking slut. Come on, you slut. I knew he was going to do that fucking shit. Come on, you slut.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on Pastor's Perspective. My name is Brian Perez, and guess what? It's Thursday. You know what that means. We are here for 2 hours today until 5 p.m. Pacific time to talk to you, to answer your questions about the Bible and the Christian faith. Pastor's Perspective, by the way, sponsored by Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa. And answering your questions today for the first hour, Brian Broderson, the senior pastor of Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa.
I'm going to ear your word.
Bobby Cam, it's author and apologist Dr. Bobby Conway, pastor of Image Church in Charlotte, North Carolina. How you guys doing? Ready to talk to some folks for 120 minutes?
Yep. We're ready. Bobby looks ready. Yeah. He looks all bright and cheery.
Let's do it.
Over his jet lag, no doubt, and back in the groove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter just arrived, so I'm super stoked. Heather and I are in that empty nest season, and Brian, you know how good it feels when you get to see your kids. And my son is actually in Florida with his girlfriend that we're about to meet. And so our daughter came down to hang out as well. So we, as parents, are just obviously elated. We get to spend a couple days with our kids.
That's great. Now, where is your daughter living?
Yeah.
Ha.
Yeah, she lives in Virginia. Her husband's finishing up at Virginia Tech. He's in the ROTC program, and then he owes 5 years to the Navy when he's done, kind of doing the whole nuclear engineering route. So he's not smart at all.
No. Now, I thought about nuclear engineering, but I just thought, that's too simple. I need something more complicated. So
The Bible.
I just dropped out.
Dumbass.
Yes.
Come on, dumbass.
Oh, man.
That is...
So, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it's so good. When your kids they're out on their own, and then you get to hang out with them. It's such a good thing. I love it. And actually, now we're talking about that Saturday.
That whore out of here.
Doing that very thing. I'm flying to New
Dumb
York,
slut.
and we're going to spend some time with my daughter and son-in-law and 2 of my grandsons. So, looking forward to that.
You fucking dumb slut.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, 564-6173 is the number to call us with your questions till 5 p.m. Pacific time today, and we'll start with at least one sent in on Facebook. Here is one from Michael in California. Hello, pastors. I'd like to know your take on this. Our church has been without a home for going on over 3 years, and we do the bare minimum for our community. Holiday events like Halloween and Christmas, just that. Yet our pastor owns a nice fifth wheel, dirt bikes, a new truck, a beautiful home, etc. But we're still yet to have a church for our body to call our home, a building, he means. I feel wrong for being resentful, and it's taken away from my peace at church during his message. Is it okay to feel this way, or should I continue to pray for peace in my heart and give it all to God? Or should I be looking for other churches and branch out and go elsewhere and see where God takes my family? Or am I the one who's in the wrong? Ryan, what would you say to Michael?
Well, it's hard to answer those questions because you don't know all the details. Just on the surface, it sounds like, wow, that seems pretty imbalanced there. But again, not knowing the details, I don't want to make a strong comment either way. If I knew more specifically why they didn't have a church building and why the pastor, maybe the pastor is independently wealthy and he got an inheritance or something and he bought those things. If that's the case,
I gotta get rid of that
totally different story than if he is actually getting a salary from the church that is enabling him to live that lifestyle at the same time the church is kind of a vagabond church just roaming from place to place. That would be a problem, but again, we don't know what the details are. What do you think, Bobby?
Come on,
yeah, I agree with you. We don't have a lot of context there, and so it just truly depends on if you're pastoring and you're just living luxuriously, and you're at a stage of life where you shouldn't be in that kind of a place because maybe you're starting the church. So again, that's a question too, like how old is this church? So if you're a church planter, how old is the church planter? And if that's kind of like he just starts off this way and the church is his cash cow, then I could see where the resentment would come in. But then if you're in a situation where, you do have some other wealth that you've come into or an inheritance, like I think about, we had some beautiful land we lived on, and we got that after I was already pastoring a large church, and we sold that after a couple years, and we were able to come into some good money as a result of that, and we put that back into a home when we moved out to North Carolina. Well, if somebody saw the home, they could be like, well, what's he doing that? Well, there would be an assumption, right? Like there's different things that people do, like some pastors write books like I will do, or some people will speak. Some people have different plates that they're spinning. And some people are older too, so like we don't have a building, but I'm going to be 50 in about 15 months. So hopefully you've been, saving through the years. If you're like when we moved out to start our first church 17 years ago, it's just different. So all that to say, you really do have to think about the situation, and we shouldn't just bemoan the fact. Here's one of the things that I do struggle with is when people don't like. Can a pastor ever get to a point where they can have a home, or can I have a nice car? Like what if they've saved and did things like I know in our first church we planted, like we had I got a brand new Mazda 3. That wasn't all that big of a deal, but I know that here we started the church off, we were making less than $60,000. When we started that church, but people still would criticize. You have a brand new Mazda 3.
You can't take that damn home.
That's not all that fancy of a vehicle. So some people want you to live their level, and that can become problematic.
I guess it's all context, you know. Like in California,
get ready to kiss your ass
goodbye. What is almost a 3? But maybe in North Carolina, it's like, well, it's kind of like a Maserati.
Yeah.
You know, so,
yeah.
But, you know,
where
Bobby,
I live, it's like a Mazda 3.
Shut the slut up.
You're a Ferrari, Brian. I don't know how long you've been driving that. But at your age, I can understand you finally decided to get one.
Yes, exactly. Now, you know, Bobby, it is interesting because you are in a situation right now where just looking at you could be kind of in that category, right?
Slut.
Because you guys just built a house. You're planting a church.
Oh!
You don't have a building yet. But your circumstances are completely above board. Like you mentioned, it has to do with property you sold years ago and money you put away and all of that. Yeah, so we have to be careful. You know, that's, like I said, my reluctance to make a hard call here. But let's take it to the other side where you do have somebody who is basically just using the ministry to personally enrich themselves. Well, that's a huge problem. That's a massive problem that I think I wouldn't recommend being involved in a church like that. But you just need to make sure that that's actually what is happening before you make any final judgment calls on it. So.
Good stuff. Michael, thank you for sending in your question on Facebook.com/pastorsperspective using the messenger feature. Let's go to the phones now, 888-564-6173. We're going to start with Michelle in California, who called us yesterday with just seconds before the program ended. And Pastor Brian, Bobby was not able to give Michelle a good answer in that allotted time. But Michelle called back today to get a better answer. No, I'm joking. Bobby and Mike did a great job.
I want a more thorough explanation, that's all.
Okay. So where did we leave off yesterday?
You think?
What you want to know is if women are allowed to be pastors in the church. And there was something, I think, Bobby, you were mentioning something. What was that? And then we'll take it from there.
Well, okay. This topic is obviously it's a perpetual conversation that
get that slutty bitch by the slut.
What I was saying is there's two roles that I think, as it relates to women being pastors, that I don't feel that anybody should really be able to dispute on this account. Obviously, in 1 Timothy 3 and in Titus 1, it talks about the role of pastors, elders being the husband of one wife. But if we're just recognizing that term for a woman's director or a children's director, if we said, a woman's pastor or a children's pastor, because that would fit within what you would already see the Bible saying, hey, women pouring into women and to children. So if you just gave that title with the qualification that it's a woman's pastor pastoring the women, children's pastor pastoring the children, then I don't think a lot of people would have a heartache on that. It's when you spread it out and then try to get into the nuances of, okay, now what kind of a pastor can a woman be beyond that? And that's where maybe the real controversy would be. Can she be a teaching pastor in the pulpit? Can she be a lead pastor? And this is where a lot of heated discussion comes up. Where I'm at this stage in my life is I would definitely feel like God's call would be for the male to be the lead pastor. And I don't say that because I think men are superior in that way at all. Not at all. I'm just trying to be faithful to what I see in the scriptures. I mean, in the same way that if the same scriptures that I'm talking about where I would use to say that men should be the lead pastor, if it was swapped out as women, I hope I'd have the integrity to say, oh yeah, a woman just needs to be the lead pastor. That's what seems clear here. So I hope I'm being consistent in that way, not because I'm a man, but because I'm trying to look at the scripture.
Yeah, Michelle.
So
go ahead.
then you're kind of in this place
fucked his
in between where you'll have someone say they can't be a pastor of any sorts. Someone say, you can qualify.
So many people fall for that stupid trick.
Pastor. That's kind of where
I'm at.
Not
have the king out here.
pastor, And then
3 pounds blocking
some
him
would go
from
beyond
escaping.
that
If
with
you
qualification.
check my
and
record,
I understand.
whore.
I'm at that place where
Get
at
that
one time I
slutty
wouldn't
little
have been comfortable,
slut
like,
out of
with
your
women
slut.
teaching, but I found myself, the more I think about that, feeling like I come
Slut.
up with all kinds of inconsistencies then where I go, I don't think I would have
Come on, whore.
that. Like, if I showed up and Brian had
Whore.
Pastor Cheryl, or Cheryl speaking, he doesn't refer to her as Pastor Cheryl, but if he did and she preached on a Sunday, that wouldn't bother me to listen. Like, she's incredibly bright, and I would enjoy that, so it wouldn't bother me.
How's that for in-depth, Michelle?
Well, can I just tell you something? Because I was reading in Corinthians, and
Wrong
it says
fucking
there,
piece of slut.
let a woman learn in silence with all submission, and I do not permit a woman to teach or have authority over men, to be in silence. Oh, and I'm sorry, that one's First Timothy. And the one that I'm really referring to is the 1 Corinthians 14:34, where it says, let your women keep silent in the churches, for they are not permitted to speak, but they are also to be submissive. And then it also says, it is shameful for a woman to speak in church. So the reason I'm conflicted with this is because I'm currently in Bible college, and so the main pastor that is teaching us is a woman, and so I want to make sure that I'm following God's word. And if it says that a woman is not, supposed to have authority over men, and it's not supposed to be, it says it's shameful for women to speak in the church, then I take it as a woman should not be pastoring in a church. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that I'm following God's word and not what people think today's society, how it should be taught. I want to make sure I'm following His word.
Of course.
So if I'm doing something incorrectly, then I'm going to stop myself and say, hey, I'm not going to continue to do that.
Yeah.
Or say I'm going to a church right now that has mostly female pastors and just like 1 or 2 male, and there's like 4 female. Now that's questioning me. Should I continue going to that church? Because according to the Bible, my interpretation is that a woman should not be pastoring in a church.
Right. Brian, what would you say to Michelle?
Well, Michelle, it's interesting that you brought up the 1 Corinthians 14 passage, because I just taught it on Sunday morning. And so let me read to you. We do a little thing we post on Instagram where they take certain sections from my message and then they put it in a
Take it out of context.
printed thing, and then they send it out. So I'm going to read to you what it says, okay? These verses have often been used to support the idea that a woman cannot teach in the church, but they have nothing to do with that subject. This is a particular situation that was happening in Corinth with some of the wives in the church. Now, here's the thing that you have to ask yourself.
Spiritual and smarts.
When Paul spoke of women in the church, if he's saying what
Damn.
quoted as saying, then Paul has completely changed his subject, jumped off to a subject that has nothing to do with what he's been talking about, and then after a minute he comes back and finishes up what he was talking about. Paul did not do that. And not only that, Paul would be contradicting himself, because in 1 Corinthians 11:5 he references women who pray and prophesy in the church, and he doesn't make any comment negatively about that. He doesn't see any problem with it. He doesn't say that they should not do it. Now, because some people have taken chapter 14, verse 34 and 35 to mean that a woman is not to speak or teach or anything like that in the church, because some have taken it that way and insisted on it, those at the other end of the spectrum who believe that women can do anything in the church, they would be called egalitarian. A woman role that a man can hold.
What a dumbass. What a fucking
Because of the
dumbass.
overemphasis
What a fucking
on
dumbass. What a fucking dumbass.
14, 34, and 35
Fucking
by
dumbass.
certain conservatives,
You
the
fucking
egalitarians
dumbass.
say, look, Paul
slut.
was himself confused, because in one place he seems to allow for it, then he turns around in another place and he
I'll chase that bitch at the kingdom
he
come.
insists that it can't happen. But the reality is Paul's not confused at all, because he's not saying what the hardcore conservative interpreters are saying that he's saying. What Paul is doing here is he's talking about disruptive behavior in the church. He's talking about women who are speaking out and interrupting the flow of the service. That's what's happening. And it's not just women in general, it's very specifically wives, because he then makes reference to their husbands instructing them at home. So the context of these statements is so vitally important, but quite often there is no consideration of the context, and it just is pulled out and made a blanket statement. Here it is.
There's always the bishops and the knights that get taken out first.
Debate, end of argument.
Michelle, thank you for calling us to our pastors. You want to go back to her? Okay, sure. Let's do that.
What she says.
He's very unhappy I eared his work. He's very unhappy I asked up his work. He's very unhappy I studded up his work.
Yeah, so that's what my confusion
I didn't ear it because it was not in the corner. If you want to bet the game, I'll put your black ass for
I'm
stolen.
aligning my life with his word. So if I need to make changes in my life to align with his word, then I will. So that's why I want to make sure, because if I need to change my church, or if I need to stop this Bible college, whatever it is that is not following God's word is what I want to do.
Okay, what the fuck? Bobby, no wonder.
Really hit the nail on the head. And I think even in something you said, I think this is the way to understand it. You were asking about women being pastors in the church.
He's very unhappy about that shit.
Be pastors in the church, but they can't be pastors over the church. In other words, like Bobby said, they can't be the lead pastor. Paul is in the passage in Timothy. He is prohibiting them from doing something. And I think what he's prohibiting them from doing is the very thing he goes on to talk about in the next chapter, and that is leading the church. And so there he describes who is leading the church, and if a man desires the office of the overseer, he desires a good thing.
So my question for you, Michelle, based on what you just heard Brian and Bobby say, have you come to a conclusion?
No, actually, I'm still confused. Honestly, because I understand the leadership role, how God designed the man and the woman, and of course the man is supposed to be the leader of the home. Yep. And so he's the one, to be no one, basically, like the verse said, the scripture in the 1 Timothy, that
the woman cannot have authority over men, right? That women cannot have authority over men. Which I understand that, and I was trying to come to the sense in my head, like, okay, full of unbelief about Jesus.
I can't have a higher role than the man.
Jesus back in my or am I faking it?
Over him.
I'm fat. I'm not good looking. My arms are not long.
My understanding from the Corinthians verse is that women are not allowed to speak at all. So basically,
I'm going to start littering all over the town.
To even pastor in a church. And so that's what my mind is kind of set on, and that's kind of my understanding of the interpretation of the verse. But when I speak to different people, everybody tells me something different.
Yep. Okay. Well, it sounds like you missed completely what I said to you a minute ago, because the 1 Corinthians 14 passage does not say what you think it says. Paul is talking, the whole context of 1 Corinthians 14 is order in the church. And he's talking about he's mentioning various aspects of disorder. So there was disorder when it came to tongues, and everybody
probably have to go take a shit first.
Don't do that.
So I won't be interrupted during my call.
They will think you're crazy.
In fact, after this game, I'm going to go take a shit.
This is how it's done. Then he talks about prophecy. Prophecy is a wonderful gift. He wants everybody to prophesy, but he wants everybody to prophesy consecutively in order, other people judging, so there's no chaos or disorder in the church. So tongues, prophecy, here's another disruptive behavior in the church. Women blurting out during the teaching. This is out of order.
Here's what I heard. There are women coming in to speak up, trying to get roles in the hopes of attracting a man to want to marry her. That's what I heard decades ago.
Don't do that. Let them ask their
that's why Paul was telling women to be silent.
Not teaching generally
they were not doing it for Christ, but try to get a mate.
Just go back 3 chapters to chapter 11, verse 5, and read
like
what it
cats
says.
In heat, I
it speaks
guess.
of women praying and prophesying. The context there is having their
Like a
head
fucking
covered
cat
or
and-
uncovered. But the point is, he acknowledges that women pray and prophesy in the church, and he doesn't criticize it. He doesn't correct it. He doesn't say it shouldn't be done. He
Stupid
simply
night slut.
assumes that that is a practice. So
Come on, you fucking
that's
slut.
what I try to say. And I hope that maybe it's a little bit clearer now.
Now, wouldn't it have been the
Get
same
that
thing
slutty
if, for
look out of
example,
you,
the
slut.
men were the ones that were
Yes,
shouting
it
across
would've
on the
been,
outside? Yeah.
But it wasn't men. It
You
happened to be
fucking
women.
slut.
But so, yeah, could have gone
You know,
both ways.
and here's the thing, and Bobby, of course, you know this as well as I do, and even better. The Greek word for women and wives is the same. There's one word that is sometimes translated women and sometimes translated wife.
Yeah, that
And the
Corinthian church
context is how you
was full of
determine
fucking
whether
problems.
it's speaking of a wife or women in general.
Okay,
So
I'm
in this
find
passage,
a way
it literally says,
find a way
"Let
to ear
your
his rook. Man, I gotta go shit
women
really
or
bad.
wives." What's it going to be? Well, I think
I gotta go
since
shit.
he mentions husbands in the next verse, it should be wives. And as a matter of fact, one of the study Bibles that I was looking in talked about how this word really probably should be translated as wives, but since there is some general teaching about women in the assembly, we're just
slut.
gonna go with women. Okay, well, you can do that if you want, but it doesn't mean it's right. So, just take women out and put wives, and then you get an understanding of what was going on.
Michelle, thank you for your phone call today on Pastor's Perspective. Or Bobby, were you going to answer? I just realized, Brian, you asked Bobby a question, so I don't know.
Well, I just commented that he knew the that the word is the same in the Greek, and the context
Gune.
determines.
Alrighty, 888-564-6173.
off.
Thank you, Michelle, for calling us with your question. We're going to go now to Sandy in California. Welcome to Pastor's Perspective, Sandy. How can we help you?
Hi, how are you?
Get that,
Doing well, thanks.
get that slutty rook out of you, slut.
What I wanted to ask you is, I heard Pastor Greg Laurie say something, and I was real surprised. He said in the new earth, there will be no ocean. I have two questions. That's one of them. And then the second question would be, when we die, will we know we died?
Well, we know we died.
Yeah.
Bobby.
You know, like all of a sudden we'll go, oh, we died.
Yeah. Something's different.
I don't. Well, let me just
Okay,
respond to
get
really
that
quick.
slutty
I
So
think
how come I see
rook
Grandpa?
out of you,
I think
slut.
we might say, "Oh my gosh, I'm alive," rather than "Oh,
Come on, you
I
slut.
died."
More alive than I ever
I'm
was.
actually alive.
Yeah.
I think that.
Come
might be,
on,
yeah.
slut.
But go ahead, Bobby. Give us the doctor's answer on that one.
Yeah, well, no, I think that you should take the one about the ocean as the avid surfer you've been, because you know you've really gotten rusty on your surfing these last few years because you haven't went out, and I think the glorified body is what you're waiting for. So you can kind of talk about that.
Come on, slut.
Well,
And
actually,
all I'll
I'm
say
just
as it relate.
to Bobby. The
Come
truth
on.
is, I just realized I'm just getting ready for
Come
the new
on.
heaven and the new earth without the sea. So I just figured, why continue to surf? There's no surf where I'm going. So
Well, I mean, look, all you got to kind of do is, build one of your own wave pools.
that's right. Yeah.
You
Wave
know,
pools
you could,
these
you could
days.
do something like that.
Yeah, and just think, if flawed, sinful human beings can make these epic wave pools today, just think what they will be like
Yeah.
when a glorified mind is putting a wave pool together.
Yeah, exactly. Like Kelly Slater, like he thought he built a great wave pool. Like you talk about what Brian Broderson can do in the glorified body. You could be having you could be riding epic tidal waves on 5.5 foot boards.
Yeah. Now I can't believe Greg even pointed that out, because Greg surfs too. So, but yeah, it does say that. It says that there will be no more seas, and doesn't say there won't be any bodies of water.
Right.
I think you think about it. 2/3 of the earth is covered in water, so there's a lot of earth that is not habitable. So it could be that we just need more earth.
What do you think of when people say that is it's not a literal no sea. It just means that there will be no boundaries, because right now it's the oceans that keep us from going to other countries, and instead we'll all be one big happy family or whatever.
I mean, I think it means no seas, but I just don't know to what extent, does that apply? I mean, is it talking about the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, or is it talking about Lake Michigan, or is it talking, what is it talking about?
Yeah.
It's talking about the Sea of Galilee, talking about the Dead Sea, who knows?
Yeah. Now, one of the things that Sandy mentioned was that, when you die, is she going to come out and, she'll see Grandpa, and she'll realize, wait a minute, I'm dead. I'm alive. I mean, yeah. So that was a very good way of putting it. Bobby, what were you going to add?
Well, I wanted to answer that question. I would say that, yes, you would know that you died because that is just part of our theology of what's taking place. So I would say you die, but you're not going to be focused on that piece as much as like what Brian's saying. You're alive. The story's been told of D.L. Moody. He says one day you're going to read in the newspapers that D.L. Moody has died. Now, D.L. Moody was the Billy Graham of his day. And he said, don't you believe a word of it? I'm more alive than ever before. And I think that that's what Brian was getting at. You're going to you're more alive than ever before. But when we have this understanding that a translation has taken place from death to life, I would say
you're going to lose that rook, or you're going to lose that whore. Your choice.
A butterfly. Well, I guess he starts to fly, and he goes, whoa,
shit.
I've never been able to do this before.
That's exactly what he says.
Yeah. Sandy, help you.
Thank you.
Ask that damn whore
Yes,
up.
thank you.
Thank you for calling us today. This is Pastor's Perspective. My name is Brian Perez, and we're going to take a break, and then we'll be back with more of your questions. So if you're on hold right now, we'll get to you as soon as we can. Robert and Rose and Laura, Marion, Anna, we'll get to you in a little bit here on Pastor's Perspective. Got an open line or two for you. 888-564-6173 is the number for you to call. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, hello. The number right there at the bottom.
You're going to lose that rook.
Call. We'd love to hear from you till 5 p.m. Pacific time today. 888-564-6173. Phil Metzger from Calvary, San Diego is going to join us.
I told you to lose that rook.
In the studio for the rest of this hour.
Ain't no way out of it.
Brian Broderson and Bobby Conway. So give us a call. 888-564-6173.
Kiss that damn rook goodbye, slut. Come on. Let's get some of these slutting ass pieces out of here. You slut. Stupid. Oh no. Hell no, you ain't doing that shit. Dumbass. Hell no. Dumbass. I'm fucking his hoe! Yep, I fucked his hoe! This is gonna be the last game. After this, I gotta go shit.
Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us today on Pastor's Perspective, sponsored by Calvary
Get
Chapel
that
Costa
slutty,
Mesa. I'm Brian
not
Perez,
Addy
and
slut.
we are here to answer your Bible questions on this Thursday
Get
afternoon.
that
So give us a
slutty,
call.
Addy slut.
888-564-6173 is the phone number.
It's
Again,
time for the damn Kiwi roll.
6173. A quick hello to Tanya, whom I met last week, I think it was, at the grocery store down the street from here. She recognized me. She listens to the station all the time. So hello, Tanya. Also hello to our friends in Oceanside. Sent a nice little note again today. Thank you so much for that. God bless you guys. 888-564-6173. Brian Broderson and Bobby Conway answering your questions. Ready, guys, to dive into the phone calls here?
Let's do it. Let's dive in.
Because we can still dive in because there's still a C. But there won't be a C.
We do it.
Get that slut,
do it while we
Addy
can.
slut.
Yes.
Dive while we can dive.
Let's start with Robert in California. How you doing, Robert?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Dumbass slut.
Not bad. Says here you have a question about Isaiah chapter 8, verse 12. Do you have it there, Andy?
Get that slutty,
Yes,
not Addy slut.
So in Isaiah 8:12, God says, "Don't call everything a conspiracy like they do, and don't dread of what frightens them." So I want to make sure I'm understanding it correctly, and I was hoping you guys could just break it down for me
Break
more
it
than
down.
I think I understand it. And I thought of just the conspiracies of what's gone through, like, U.S. history and just what's going on nowadays, and just God telling me to be aware, not just to believe everything you hear. And the other thing is, I don't believe that there's nanotechnology. I know you guys are not nano scientists, but that they say there's nanotechnology in the COVID virus, and I don't believe that. For
The virus or the vaccine?
Just a bunch of
In the virus or in the vaccine?
in the vaccine.
Okay. So what does Isaiah 8:12 mean, Pastor Brian? What would you say?
Well, in context, in Isaiah's time, there was an invasion that was pending, and people were panicking, and people were saying one thing about it, and others were saying another thing about it, and the Lord is telling the people, and speaking, through the prophet and even to him, not to get on board with all of these theories about what's going on. In other words, God is doing something here, and that's what they're supposed to have their.
That fucking pissed me off.
And I think it's a great passage for today.
pissed me
Honestly, I
off.
mean, it speaks literally to the moment. Don't say there's a conspiracy, because we live in a time where
shit pissed me off.
our culture is filled with conspiracy theories. I mean, there's a conspiracy theory for practically every imaginable social issue that we're confronted with today. So I think it's a good word for us, God's people today, even though it's not the exact situation. I think it's a good word for us to lay hold of and say, right, and even before COVID and even before all of this stuff that's gone on, I would have people talk to me about, there's many conspiracy theories that go way back. The Illuminati, I've heard so many stories about the Illuminati, and do you know what the Illuminati is doing? And there's a conspiracy. There's a small group of people that are conspiring to take over the world, and so on and so forth. And the Masons, and, all of these different things. But we already know what's going to happen to the world. The Bible tells us. Mm-hmm. And yes, it is going to be at some point taken over by crazy people, and it has been before, and it will be again. But we know the end of the story, so we don't need to.
He pulled defeat out of the jaws of victory.
So, yeah, this is a good verse.
Didn't the Illuminati start Calvary Chapel? That's what I heard.
Well, I heard that too. Yeah. That they gave Chuck $1 million to start Maranatha Music and corrupt the church through rock and roll music.
Okay, you're
that is literally a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There ain't a damn thing you can do
Bobby,
about
anything
this.
to add to the conversation?
But wait.
Nope.
All right. Robert, thank you for your phone call today. 888-564-6103
That was stupid.
is the number. We've got another question about 1 Corinthians.
Stupid.
1 Corinthians 14 a little bit ago, which reminds me, I forgot to tell our caller, it was Michelle, to go to the cccn.com website, and under teaching, you will find the message that Pastor Brian gave this past Sunday, in which he mentioned the women speaking in church. But Marion, you want to know about 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Welcome to the program.
Let's see how ugly I look.
Are you there, Marion? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here.
No.
Well, thank you for
Look
taking
how
my
ugly.
call.
No.
A little background on my call. I lost my brother in August 2020
Look how ugly I look.
a triple bypass. I lost my wife December 20.
Look how ugly I look.
December 20th to COVID. And I lost my dad to a stroke January 2021. And I almost lost my daughter in March of 2021, where she went in for gallbladder surgery, which was, they said, she said, don't worry, Dad, it's going to be an out procedure. And she almost didn't make it out of that.
Wow.
So anyhow, I go to this Christian Greek counseling. We have a group, and people have always told me that God won't give you more than you can handle.
Mm-hmm.
And when I brought this up in the group, because I've heard it many a times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just took it as being so. But I said, God's not going to give me more than I can handle.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. I trust Him. And they said, that's been taken out of context, because what the passage it was taken from was 1 Corinthians 10.
Right. So, Bobby, has that been taken out of context? What would you tell Marion?
Well, in 1 Corinthians 10:13, it says, let no temptation, basically it's talking about temptation in the verse, but it says, no temptation has overtaken you except what is common to man. For God is faithful, and He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. So it talks about how He'll provide a way out for you to stand up under it. Now, this is talking about temptation, and I do think that God is faithful to help us when we're being tempted. What it sounds like you're going through is a tremendous amount of testing. And so while I would say that, yes, God will provide a way out for us when we're being tempted to sin against Him, there won't be a temptation that God won't provide a way out for us if we look to Him for a way out. It might feel unbearable, the temptations, but nobody's going to be able to say, well, God, I just fell into sin because it's your fault. You didn't provide a way out for me. Now, testing, I would say that every one of us in our life at one point or another, if we're probably being honest, have felt like this is more than I can handle. And it wouldn't take the cumulative case that you just expressed, which is just agonizing, and my heart goes out to you, and from the depth of me, I'm so sorry for the loss that you have experienced. I can't even imagine it. So I would say with the collective pain, you are in the middle of a test that is absolutely more than you can handle. You're not meant to handle it. And that's the thing. This is the problem with slogans like God will never give you more than you can bear. Or let go and let God. Well, where in the Bible do we let God do anything? God is God. We surrender to God. We yield to God. But we don't let God. God does what God wants to do. So I would say we have all this terminology that we use that can set people up for disillusionment. So here you are, and you're like crushed. And if you've believed the message that God will never give you more than you can bear, and life feels unbearable right now, well then, guess what? Then you start questioning God. potentially. So I would say, yeah, I think many times in life we go through things that we can't bear so that we depend on him. So he will never give you more than anything that he can handle, and we will be shocked what we can get through. So like Job, for example. Job is somebody who is met with tremendous trials of loss. And he starts off initially by saying, "Blessed be the name of the Lord." But then the reality sinks in, and everything seems to turn against him. His wife says, "Curse God and die." His friends aren't any help to him at all. His friends are giving him bad slogans. They have a false theology that they're feeding him, and that's not good. And then Job wants to know the question, why? Well, the hardest trials to get through in life is when you want an answer to your why, and you have to learn how to live still believing in the goodness of God without the answer to the why. And that's what Job would teach us. Job comes out to the end, and he doesn't get the why he lost all of his kids and his wife and why he had boils on his skin. But he learned to trust in the who, in God, and that became everything for him.
Bobby, one of these days, you and Tim should do an apologetic radio program on Christian cliches and just all the things that have been said and taken out of context, and that might be like a 2 or 3 part episode of the unapologetic.
That's what 5 or 6 games I've played in one.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with Bobby, but I do
think all this sluts
and this is another one of those interesting words. This Greek word is
dual.
Yes, it's the same word for temptation and testing or trial. The context determines.
Your damn keys and checks, slut.
I think in this passage it could be referring to both, even. And I do think, Bobby, I think that there is a place
that
where.
King up.
And you hit the nail on the head. We can handle it not because we feel like we can handle it. We can handle it because God
that whore
in the end for us. So I think
get
there
that
is a
slutty little whore out of here,
say,
you slut.
The Lord. It feels like I've been there.
Slut.
I know exactly what it feels like to feel like this is more than I can handle. I can't do this, but I did it. I'm still here. I survived it. I made it through. Didn't think I would, but God kept me. So I think, and as we're talking to Marion, and I want to just add
fucking shit.
The condolences.
Get that slutty bitch out of you, slut.
Very, 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 very hard. And thank God that your daughter survived that gallbladder
fucking
surgery.
Slut.
Because I think that would have been just a bridge too far, And the others obviously are very, very challenging as well.
Yeah,
but,
take that fucking
Marion,
poem,
you
slut.
are still here. God has kept you, and He's going to keep keeping you. And so there's that place where we're going to feel overwhelmed. We're going to feel that I can't handle it. It is beyond me. And that's going to push us into the Lord. And it's going to push us into the Lord sometimes when we don't even know it. I've had times in my life where I'm so glad God caught me because I didn't even expect him to. I'm in a free fall.
Right?
I am in a free fall, and it's like, man, Jesus, thank you that you caught me because I was falling, and I had no way to stop myself from doing it. I had no way to. I can think of a moment in my mind where I literally just had this thought: I am in a free fall. Lord, I hope you
You
catch
slutty bishop, you
And he did.
slut.
Yep.
And he does.
Yeah. Bobby, any other thoughts?
Marion, I would just encourage you to read a book called Shattered Dreams by the late Larry Crabb. This was a book that helped me in a very tough time during my life, and I was just referring this book to a lady who lost her husband to COVID that I used to pastor this couple. And the reason that I would encourage you to consider this book is Crabb takes a look at the story of Ruth. And it's interesting. I've taught through the book of Ruth, and I think it would be better named the book of Naomi. I think Naomi's actually the key person in the story, because it starts.
It starts. He froze. Okay, so
famous moment.
It's a famous moment.
Freezing
moment. Well, it allows us to pause long enough for me to give you the phone number again. It's 888-564-6173. Bobby's back. Go ahead and finish your thoughts, sir.
Yeah.
Come on,
well,
dumbass.
it starts off where, Naomi's got her husband, and she's got her 2 sons, and she's got her daughter-in-laws, and then she just ends up losing her son. She ends up losing her husband, and it's how she comes to a place of moving through her shattered dreams to rediscover joy again. And the name means pleasant, Naomi. And so, literally, when she was referred to as Naomi, she says, do not call me Naomi, call me Mara. Well, her name means pleasant, so she's basically saying, do not call me pleasant, call me Mara, which means bitter.
We'll play patty cakes all
that
night long.
Experience made her bitter. And so the story of what I'd say is Naomi is about how you have everything you think you would want. It's all taken away from you. You're filled with bitterness.
Yeah,
and then you come
I am
back
filled
to a
with
place
bitterness.
of
I've
pleasantness
had everything
and
taken from me.
your joy. And I would say that all comes down to understanding how to trust in the goodness of God, and that's
now
what
get that slutty nut out of you,
encourage you to
or you're gonna
check
lose
out
that
the book
slutty.
Shattered Dreams.
Shattered Dreams
Your
by
choice, you
Crab,
slut.
CRABB. Check that out. And Marion, thank you for your phone call today on Pastor's Perspective. 888-564-6173 is the number to call. Remember, we're here till 5 p.m. Pacific time. If you're on hold right now and we don't get to your call before 4 p.m., stay on hold, because we will most likely get to it next hour if we can't get to it this hour. But 888-564-6173, the number to call between now and 5. And right now we're going to talk to Rose in California. Welcome to the program, Rose.
Thank you. Okay, hi. The reason I'm calling is that a pastor about 6 weeks ago, he's our youth pastor. So it was his week to do the sermon. And what he was stating was that as a teenager, he and some of his friends went up and a pastor was laying hands on them. And that they fell down as if slain in the spirit. And they later talked and shared that neither one of them was actually under. And when they said, to me, under would have meant under the Spirit of God.
Okay.
And he said they didn't get up was because their parents was there, present, with them. And they thought they'd get in trouble. They jumped back up and said, hey, what happened to me?
Okay.
So he put it out there. But he never said that, but in truth, God does do that when he chooses to do that. Now, what I did, real quick, I did a word study on that, and I was studying the scriptures that talked about when the people fell down by the Spirit, and then it also talked about being slain, and that portion was about being under conviction. So, the scripture, some of the scriptures is talking about where it stated that they fell. And I wasn't sure. It was like, well, I fell down myself.
Okay, I'm going to have to put you on hold because there's a lot of background noise and it's getting more and more difficult to hear you, to hear what you're actually saying. So
patty cakes all night long.
From our screener, and that's why we have screeners here, is being slain in the spirit a real thing when people fall down when they're prayed for? So, Bobby, we'll start with you on this one. What would you say to Rose?
One of the things that I think we have to be cautious with is when we go and create a movement out of being slain in the spirit. Has anybody ever been slain in the spirit? That's one of the issues that we have to be careful of as well. Like, that can't happen. But when you try to create a movement out of this, or when you start trying to have services where you're, having people slain in the spirit, biblically speaking, I don't even see any precedence for that. I do think the power of God can show up in unusual ways, and we can't put God in a box. Otherwise, he will mystify us, no doubt. But here's the deal. One of the passages that I've heard people try to give a proof text for is in the Gospels, where Jesus was praying in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he was, approached by Judas and the guards, and it says that they all fell back, right? So they'll say, look, they were slain in the Spirit at once. Well, number one, the Spirit hadn't been sent yet. This was Jesus. And number two, I think we have the proof in the pudding. What else do we learn? Well, that he was sweating great drops of blood. And so they probably saw Jesus and just were taken back at his presence because he would have been a bloody mess. And interestingly enough, that little piece for an apologetic moment really goes to show how the authors in the scriptures, what I love about it is that they're recording what they saw. Like science would show today that under tremendous stress that your capillaries can burst and out comes blood from your pores. And so you can imagine the intense stress that Jesus was under, that his capillaries would have caused a bleeding out of his pores, and then when the guards showed up, they fall back. And so all that to say, that would be the only case biblically that I've even heard for slain in the Spirit. So we shouldn't be out trying to get slain in the Spirit or having services about being slain in the Spirit, because that's not there. What we should be trying to do is be filled with the Spirit, to walk in the Spirit, to sense the Spirit. And then in the middle of being filled with the Spirit, sensing the Spirit, if somebody has a Holy Spirit ecstatic moment and is taken back and fall to their face or is slain, so to speak, then praise the Lord. But let's not create a movement around that.
Brian, would you disagree or agree?
Damn.
I would agree, and I think that.
Damn.
I think that's a good way to put it too. I mean, when you making it into a movement, or you've got events where everybody shows up and you're gonna twirl your coat around and knock everybody down. That's craziness. But
you should do that Sunday.
But on the other hand, God can and sometimes does, move on people in such a way that they go down, and it can very much be a real thing. I think of it more like, I think if there's a biblical parallel to it, Bobby, I think it was something like, Daniel in the presence of the Lord, or John in Revelation. I fell as a dead man before him.
Yeah.
And, I think it's more things like that than this. And then, of course, the explanation of what happened in the Garden of Gethsemane, that's a ridiculous explanation, because the people that came to arrest Jesus weren't believers. So it's not like they had some great spiritual moment there. The Lord was just demonstrating his power. But, I have known people, I do know people still, who have had a legitimate experience of what would look like a slain in the Spirit, just without any manipulation or anything, just going down under the power of God and coming to and just having like a radical experience. And since I know these people, and I know they love Jesus, and I know God's hands on their life, I'm like, wow, I didn't think that could happen, but I'm gonna take your word for it, because I see the fruit in your life.
Right. Right. Bobby.
You fucking slut.
Well, I think Brian is spot on. I mean, I've shared before on the program that my wife and I had an experience where that happened to us. And, literally, and so I hope that our audience would appreciate that I'm trying to make sure that we're cautious. But that happened to me. I showed up at a church and I saw this happening where people were falling out, and I have a kind of a skeptical mind, and I found myself going, I wonder what's going on down there. And I said, let's just walk up there to my wife. And my wife's more of a skeptic than me.
Son of a bitch.
And we started walking, and I remember I felt like I walked into an invisible bubble. And I asked her, did you feel that? And she said, yes. And a person ever so gently came up and barely touched us, and we both went down. And even when I was on my back, I was trying to rationalize my experience, going, okay, that was weird, what happened? And it was as if my wife and I both were just touched with the presence of God, and we were just sitting on a cloud. And I'll tell you, it was tempting. I showed up at the church the next week and had called for prayer, and I kind of took my hands and just kind of wondered, will this person fall back? And it didn't happen. But nevertheless, I don't put God in the box, and I didn't go create a movement out of it, but I don't deny that it can happen.
I've got this coat, and the next time you come out, I'm going to let you use this blazer of mine. It works every time.
Is it the white one? Is it the white one?
Good.
The white one?
Yeah.
It's the white one. Yes. Oh, yes. That's a very powerful blazer. I've seen.
It's got to be the white.
Fucking slut.
Yes. Rose, thanks for your question. Hope that answers it. And we're going to take a quick break. Everybody on hold, don't hang up. We are going to be back in just minutes to answer the rest of the questions that are on board. As many as we can, because we're going to be here till 5 p.m. Pacific time today. It is 2-hour Thursday. We're going to keep the phone lines open too at 888-564-6173. We look forward to hearing from you. For Brian Broderson and Bobby Conway, I'm Brian Perez. Pastor's Perspective is sponsored by Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa.
Come on! We'll play patty cakes all night long. Until I either win or I force you into a damn stalemate. Oh, hell no. Hell no! I'm gonna get my whore. You slut. You flaming slut. Hell no. You flaming slut. Hell no, you flaming slut. You flaming slut. Get that slutty night out of you, slut. Get that slut out of here. Oh. There's the spit girl with long arms.
Happy Thursday. Hello. Anyone out there? Hello, how are you? Hi, Kenny. How are you? I'm not in my kitchen. I'm actually at home with Mick. My boyfriend, Mick. Everyone asks me if I have a boyfriend. Here he is. This is the man of my life right here. I just thought I'd stop on and say, did you get my song? What was the song? Was it the John Legend song? Hi Dirk, how are you? Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Is everybody getting ready for Halloween? Let me know what you're going to be for Halloween. And what do you think I should be for Halloween? So I'm just here, baby punch my face. Baby punch my face. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, send it to me again. Send it to me and I'll listen to it, I promise, when I get off the live. Thanks, Raina, I'm doing great. I'm in Arizona, here with my boyfriend, Mick.
She's got arms.
I'll get you the link here. Okay.
Wow, that girl's got sharp spit right here.
Awesome. Hi, guys. So, I didn't turn on the badges. That's okay.
Every time there's a female vocals. You gotta save it to the adorable, cute female singers because I love female singers. They're so damn cute. Let me touch her head.
Emphasizing on health and wellness.
Syrup spit.
I've actually. Hi, Lizzie. How are you? Wait, is that Liz that I know from growing up? If it is, tell me. It's a beautiful day here in Arizona. It's gorgeous. It's so much cooler. It's not, in the 90s anymore. It's like in the 70s and 80s. It's perfect. It kind of reminds me of California a little bit. I just got through with a show on YouTube you guys can watch. I was interviewed with a panel of
let's make sure I won this
about the future in hotels and EV hotels.
Oh!
Everything run on robots. They're going to build one in Phoenix, Arizona, and they asked me to speak on their panel today about hospitality industry. Is really fun. So get ready for a whole new world of the Jetsons. Super exciting stuff. So much easier to have dogs.
I wanted her to love me. It seemed so beautiful. I asked her, can I hold your hand? She looked at me. She slapped me on the knee. All the pain inside of me, my soul, the agony. All the pain inside of me. Baby, put my face.
That's awesome.
Baby, put
why are
my
you
face.
Big Daddy? Why should I ask that question? Hopefully you have lots of kids. That's why.
One day I'm gonna get her to measure her arm for me.
I left my body behind.
Awesome. Thanks.
I'm not gonna mention it on this broadcast.
You can if you DM me, send my private messages. I can see the link to your video after.
Chris, your rock concert.
That was a rock concert, Chris. That was a rock concert. Best concert.
My house today.
Amazing.
Hey, sweet man. Hey, Manny Lane. Hey, she's here.
We have the whole family here.
I don't know. Sometimes.
Yeah, there's no way my arms can be that long.
Shut up the lights.
Does your brother broadcast?
I don't have a brother.
Not a lot of kids. Are you Big Daddy?
Come on, Chris.
Is that your birthday? Is your birthday June 24th? I'm June 23rd. Wow. If that's your birthday, that's a great birthday. Hi, Bob. Bob? Is that last name Greek? I know. I love him. I rescued him. I lived in Venice, California forever. And I rescued him from the no-kill shelter there. That's your birthday? Awesome. William, your birthday's today. Happy birthday. Or Wild Man Chris, not William. Wild Man Chris. My restaurant's doing okay. It's a ghost kitchen.
Now watch what she says when I miss
testing the market. It's starting to pick up a little. Maybe one day you can measure here. Oh my God, here you are. It's your birthday. Wild Man Chris, the guy who's obsessed. He's obsessed with the length of my arms. My arms are completely proportionate with my height. I'm 5'10", so I have really long arms. Oh crap, I'm old. 6'5". No, you're not old. Come on. Age is just a number. Don't buy into that at all. You can stay young. Part of what some of my rebranding, I'm doing a completely new website. I don't know how long my arms are, silly. Thank you, Big Daddy. I love calling you Big Daddy. It's funny. Big Daddy. We have our birthdays are one day apart. Look at us. I don't know. Are you Cancer or Gemini? Cancers, we're kind of sensitive people. We really intuitive. And if we love you, if cancers love you, we love you. I mean, hardcore, right? Cancers are kind of intense people. It's not always easy because we're super emotional and get very attached. One day in the future, maybe you can measure for me. Maybe just saying, okay, don't talk about it anymore. It freaks me out. I mean, yeah. I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure it is nothing extraordinary about my arms. Trust me. Love the endless stuff. I know, right? That's from my Cali house. I lived in California. I've lived in Maui, California.
Fuck is this? Well, spit. No. Oh, there's another female singer. I will go back one day and listen to these. With her Uzi spit. With her Uzi spit.
You cannot follow Jesus Christ if you do not have the Holy Spirit. We read in Romans chapter 8 verse 14.
With Uzi.
It's finally the spooky season again, and here at Let's Talk Religion we celebrate, as always, by...
There it is. Where's the damn phone number? Well, I did a lot of hole fucking this time. Let's play some more damn spades. I fucked his hole! On time. Still, I beat the shit out of him. I didn't beat the shit out of him, but I beat him. Come on, play some fucking... I'm not even gonna bother with this fucking bot. Slut that, fuck that shit. I wanna see some people are really good. He's good, Nutter Butter's pretty good. Nutter Butter. And then now they're gonna see me, and now they're gonna be like, "Fuck this shit." Oh hell! That whore! Come on, slut. That whore. Oh, that fucking king. Spades just trumped the shit out of him. You slut. You man slut. Why'd you throw that whore out like you did? You dumbass. That whore. That whore. That whore. That whore, that long run whore. That whore. Come on, white, black ass. White age 35 row 1, your black ass needs to throw out a card. Slut. Man slut. Man sluttedly slut. Man sluttedly slut. Man sluttedly slutted slut. I'm gonna fuck that shit loose. Don't even think about trumping that Trump. Oh fuck you. Ho! That whore. Ain't doing me no damn good alone. There. Come on. This damn thing won't let me throw out a card.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on Pastor's Perspective. My name is Brian Perez, and guess what? It's Thursday. You know what that means. We are here for 2 hours today till 5 p.m. Pacific time to talk to you, to answer your questions about the Bible and the Christian faith.
Where's the damn phone number?
Pastor's Perspective, by the way, sponsored by Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa. And answering your questions today for the first hour, Brian Broderson, the senior pastor of Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa in Southern California.
That whore.
Apologist Dr. Bobby Conway, pastor of Image Church in Charlotte.
Oh, I got mine now.
How you guys doing? Ready to talk to some folks for 120 minutes?
Yep. We're ready. Bobby looks ready. Yeah. He looks all bright and cheery.
Let's do it.
Come on,
over his
slut.
jet lag.
Come on, man, slut.
Back in the groove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter just arrived, so I'm super stoked. Heather and I are in that empty nest season, and Brian, you know how good it feels when you get to see your kids. And my son is actually en route from Florida with his girlfriend that we're about to meet. And so our daughter came down to hang out as well. So we, as parents, are just obviously elated. We get to spend a couple days with our kids.
That's great. Now, where is your daughter living? Yeah. Is she in the States somewhere?
Yeah, she lives in Virginia. Her husband's finishing up at Virginia Tech. He's in the ROTC program, and then he owes 5 years to the Navy when he's done. Kind of doing the whole nuclear engineering route, so he's not smart at all.
No. Now, I thought about nuclear engineering, but I just thought, that's too simple. I need something more complicated. So
the Bible.
I just dropped out. Period.
Yes. That is
so. Yeah,
that's
Come on,
great.
Yeah, it's so good. You know, when your kids they're out on their own, and then you get to hang out with them. It's such a good thing. I love it. And actually, now that we're talking about that, you know, Saturday I am going to be doing that very thing. I'm flying to New York, and we're going to spend some time with my daughter and son-in-law and 2 of my grandsons. So, looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
How fun!
Absolutely.
All right. 888-564-6173 is the number to call us with your questions till 5 p.m. Pacific time today, and we'll start with at least one sent in on Facebook. Here is one from Michael in California. Hello, pastors. I'd like to know your take on this. Our church has been without a home for going on over 3 years, and we do the bare minimum for our community. Holiday events like Halloween and Christmas.
I got him.
Yet our pastor owns a nice fifth wheel
Christopher. Kinston, North Carolina. Okay, let me set the question up first. You know, John the Baptist, presumably from where I get, he expected Christ in his first advent to set up the kingdom. That's right. That's what I've always been told and thought. And, you know, see, so he basically, I think he, even when he sent messages to Jesus and saying, "Are you he that should come, or look we for another?" That being so, you know, how did he know in John chapter 1, verse 29? Behold, the Lamb of God was taken away the sin of the world. Can you give me some? Because from where I gather, he didn't expect Christ to be killed. Still there? Thank you. Okay.
It's just a monkey. It's just a cartoon.
Yeah. Phil, what would you say to Anna?
Yeah, that's a great question, Anna. Thanks for calling in and asking that. I'm hearing from you, you know, you've had quite an experience having opened yourself before you were a believer to spiritual things. And because of that, you have to understand, like, you have a sensitivity that a lot of people do not have. So for many people, they look at this season, this time, these things as just purely entertainment. You have a very personal connection to the intensity of what can be spiritual warfare. And so what I would encourage you in is, if you're trying to help your family and your friends who maybe don't see it the same way that you do, is you can even just share your own personal story. You can let them into your experiences. I think that we want to be careful, and I'd really encourage you, be careful to make them just feel bad for not seeing what you see or not feeling the way that you feel. That's not necessarily the marker of like a carnal or a bad
typing?
Christian.
Oh, that's the timer going down.
Personal experiences in the spiritual world, in the demonic world, and I would encourage you to open up and just share with them, like, I just want you to know why this matters so much to me. Here's why. And maybe that will help guide their thought process, because for most people, they have not had those experiences, and you just want to be thoughtful to those things.
We got a 14-bit book.
Pastor Phil just said.
It makes total sense to be sensitive to, they haven't experienced it.
Yeah.
You know, to be sensitive to them.
Yep. Bobby, would you add anything?
Kaboom on.
Well, I would say that Halloween is not a monolithic experience, and so as Phil rightfully just mentioned, that depending upon somebody's background, that might skew the way that they look at it. And so we need to be careful that we don't commit what philosophers refer to as the genetic fallacy. And so just because the origin of something wasn't right doesn't mean that fast forward 500-600 years down the road from something, right, in Halloween's case, a couple thousand, that it means that it's, still practiced the same way. There's very various origin explanations as well. Like if you're in an Aztec in South America, they have the Day of the Dead, where you bring snacks to an altar at your elementary school, and you provide it to your dead relatives with the hope of coming in contact with them. But then if you're Roman Catholic, they'll have their view of, All Hallows Eve or All Saints Day. And
Breathe the shit out of me.
Different. And then if you're
Good.
looking at some of the more Celtic traditions, where they believe that there was a thinning between the realm of the dead and the living, and so the reason you would
someone please throw out a king.
The evil spirits to ward them
Please
off,
throw out a king.
or you could give them candies to appease them.
Good.
If it was an evil spirit, I could be appeased with a Snicker bar. So I would say that there's all these different variants.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I know it's Blackwell. I'm waiting for him. So.
You can do some evil things on this day, but by and large, the kid dressed up as a cowboy on Halloween is not going out thinking about it in the way that the Aztecs do, or the way that the ancient Celtics do, or the way that the modern day Satanist does. So we have to not put this monolithic viewpoint on it. It's not ubiquitous, and so we step back and we go, how can we approach it? And I would say that there's a lot of neighboring opportunities to take place on a day like Halloween. We can turn our strangerhoods into neighborhoods.
Brian Broderson, author of the book The Powers of Darkness and the People of God. Anything to add?
Butterfingers.
Butterfingers, yes. That's
yes. Yes, Butterfingers. I like Butterfingers. That would be the appeasement for me. Yes. Boy, Bobby, I mean, monolithic, ubiquitous. It's like, wow, we are getting
Dr. Bobby Conway.
We are getting like, what is that? I used to have that program where it would give you definitions for words. You would listen to it to tell you how to pronounce a word. I forget what it's called now. But very good, Bobby. Thank you very much for that. But yes, and
he still can get his 9.
And to Anna, I would just say, and it's already been said by both you guys, but I just think yes, because of her own personal experience,
he better come out with this.
To these kinds of things, and we mentioned that
he better come. What? He's fixing to get set.
Are definitely means to connect with the. Watching the Addams Family is not, so we don't want to cloud these two things and make them the same. They're different things. So.
Anna, thanks for your phone call today on Pastor's Perspective. We are not live. What you're listening to right now is recorded on Thursday, and we will be here tomorrow, though, so give us a call then. We're there at the bottom of your screen if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Speaking of Halloween, our flagship radio station, K-Wave in Southern California, is hosting its annual Glow event on October 31st. GLO, God's Love Overcomes. I say it's our annual event, but we didn't do anything last year because of that virus, but we will be back this year, October 31st from 5 to 9 p.m. You can get all the details about it at kwave.com. We're also looking for volunteers, so you can sign up at kwave.com/glow, G-L-O, and we're also looking for candy. Pastor Brian, specifically Butterfingers, we hold those aside, so don't bring Butterfingers, because then we won't have any candy to give to the kids in the neighborhood.
I'm not going to be here this year.
That's right, you're not.
So, the Butterfingers will be safe. And I know that you will set aside.
He ditched like a poor sport bitch.
Bags.
She ditched.
Yes, boxes even.
They're gonna lose 190 points as opposed to we are getting 50 points.
Yeah, we're doing. We have we just call it Halloween Fest.
Man, this is too slow.
And we do it at our church, Calvary San Diego. You can find out about it on CalvarySD.com.
Man, this is too fucking slow.
And it's from 5 to 8. We did it last year, actually, during COVID, as an outdoor trunk or treat experience.
Damn.
And but like kind of the parking lot all decorated and all. And we had about 4,000 people come through because there was nothing anywhere in all of San Diego. So, we've been doing it for the last few years that I've been here, and it's been amazing. We're really looking forward to this year. We got a lot of fun things. We're gonna have food down here. We have taqueros. We do tacos.
That dumbass whore didn't count on me having the ace.
So you can check it out at CalvarySD.com.
What about you, Bobby? Anything going on?
Man, this is too damn
our
slow.
neighbors over at
Nice
about
double
4
set.
o'clock, and we're just going to have a drop-in from 4 to 5:30 and provide cider and pumpkin bread, and it's just going to be a meet and greet time. And so we're hoping that people will just drop by and hang out with us for 30 minutes and come and go, and then just take their kids out. So that's what we're hoping, that we'll be engaged in our neighborhoods.
Oh, fun. What's your home address, Bobby? No, I'm joking. Don't mention that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to more phone calls here. We'll go now to Christopher's in North Carolina. Maybe not too far from you there, Bobby. How can we help you, Christopher?
Okay, my question is this. You go, when John the Baptist was preaching, from what I gather, he expected the Messiah to come then there, and not to die. And that's in the Synoptic Gospels. Well, how come in the Gospel in John, how do you know in John 1:29, then the next day John seeth Jesus coming unto him and saith, Behold the Lamb of God which taketh away the sin of the world. What was his understanding about that then? And how did he get it suddenly then?
All right, Brian. That's a great question, Christopher. And I think the answer lies in the fact that John was a prophet. Jesus referred to John the Baptist as the greatest of the prophets. And that John was prophesying. And as was often the case with the prophets, that they didn't really know.
Oh, that could a lot of things.
What it is that they were prophesying. So John, by the Spirit, this is, Behold the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world.
Yeah, that makes it. Thank you.
He doesn't know exactly what that means.
Yeah.
Nobody at the time knew what that meant except the Lord himself. So
Yeah.
I would say that the answer is this was a prophetic utterance by John.
Okay.
Anything to add?
Thank you. I got a million other questions I won't ask, but I have a prayer question.
That perhaps because we don't have content that, like what Brian said is so true. I mean, a lot of these things that they're prophesying, they don't understand the gravity of it. But I could also see that maybe there would be some room for it where, because they were cousins, that maybe Jesus filled them in like, hey, bro, let me just let you understand, just kind of a familial secret here, that my role's going to look like this. But probably more what Brian's saying, because I don't know that would be received all that well from John, given how Jesus' family, you think about, they thought, what's happened to our brother here? It took Christ rising from the dead, for example, to convince James of the fact that his brother was more than a man. But nevertheless, given the unique circumstances around both of their birth narratives and the connection that took place, I would wonder if there is some possibility that perhaps John did wonder about something in a deeper way, and maybe he had something. I mean, I think we make a lot of it when we say, okay, he leaped in the womb when Mary arrived, as if he was cognizant with language faculties in place. Like, there's Jesus. Like I don't think it's quite like that. I just think that the movement of what's going on was kind of the experience that Elizabeth was stating. Not that John had the 5-year-old mentality of like, oh, look who this is. Nevertheless, I think that there was so much significance wrapped around the birth of John the Baptist as a forerunner and what took place with his father being mute, the miraculousness of her being older, then the whole miraculous conception of Jesus, that I could see there being, again, some interfamilial awareness, so to speak. But I really just don't know.
I think of the the message that John sends from prison. Are you the coming one, or should we look for another? So at that point, he doesn't get what's going on.
Yeah.
But we do that ourselves sometimes. Like, where are you? Are you really there? Like,
I'm doing that right. I'm suffering from.
a moment of doubt. Like, where are you, God? So yeah.
I'm suffering from tremendous doubts right now. I got a prayer request. I got a prayer request.
More of your calls, as many as we can get before the top of the hour here.
Let's see what Mark Blackwell's got to say. He's the guy doing the documentary on me.
Wow, man, Chris.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, how are you?
Fine. Sorry, I was waiting for a call. That's why it took so long to get back to you.
Wait, what now?
I was talking to somebody on the phone. That's why I didn't get back to you so soon.
Oh, okay. I was just calling to say happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
I can't hear you real well.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Cool, man. How's your day been?
Pretty good. Oh, talking about birthday, please don't forget my birthday broadcast. I want to put it on the YouTube when I was 17.
I won't. Yeah, you know, I've got a bunch of videos together here. I'm gonna finally get around to doing some transferring, so I'm gonna do that soon. I finally got around to getting them out, and I've got some videos, and I've got shorts. I'm gonna figure it out in the next couple weeks. How have you been doing, man?
Pretty good.
What have you been up to?
Say, well, trying to write some more songs.
Well, I always encourage you to write some songs, man. That'd be great. You know, put some new stuff out.
Yeah, I can't wait to come down here. This city sucks worse than ever.
Yeah, I won't. We're still gonna come there sooner or later. We're gonna finish this thing one of these days.
Question.
This stupid COVID thing for the past year and a half messed everything up. So.
I got a question. Is there any way? Nope.
They're not having taxi this year, are they?
Online. It's gonna be online. That sucks. But
that sucks, man, because I won't get to see you.
Yeah.
What were you? You said you had a question. You were gonna ask me something.
Yeah. You know some of those old videos from Wildman Chris 200 where I was sitting on the toilet talking. Can you? Is there any way you can send me the file so I can re-upload the President Christopher some of those old videos?
Let me see which ones I saved. I don't know which ones I have. They're all on this big hard drive.
Can you see?
I might have it. I'll have to find them.
Can you email them to me? As many of them as you can you email to them. My fans would love to see some of those real anything from Wildman Chris 200. Forget the other name, but I ask you, please email me everything, every video you can from Wildman Chris 200.
I can find them, yeah, because I downloaded a bunch of them. Let me see if I can find them. And I will be. I just have to get into that hard drive. And Martin might have it. I don't know which one of us has that hard drive right now. But
I appreciate this because I'd love to put those old videos. People are begging for the old videos.
Okay, cool, man.
You know I got a girlfriend.
You told me that.
I want to make
where does she live?
Mississippi.
Have you met her yet?
And online, I've seen her online, but I have not met her in person yet.
Are you gonna try to meet her in person?
Yeah, she wants to come down here.
Well, listen, man, that's important for the documentary. Be sure and film it when you meet her.
Okay. I got her on my YouTube channel.
Okay, cool. Which channel are you using right now?
I got on the President Christopher. I got a shitload of that's my main channel.
Okay, cool, man. And but what's her name again?
Courtney Joy.
Courtney. That's so cool. And so do you talk to her on the phone and stuff?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
That's so cool, man. And so when are y'all gonna try to meet up?
We don't know. She's busy with school right now.
She's in school?
Yeah, she's for the next 11 months she's had to get up at 7. She's like, ugh, I hate that. I detest having to get up. She's using my own word. Detest.
Well, listen, man. When you do meet up with her, you gotta film it, because that's important for the documentary.
Yes, I will.
So what? Are you doing anything special for your birthday, or just chilling out?
We already did. We had a pizza party Monday night. I'm fixing to go.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to lose weight. One thing also I want to do. I want to get that hair flap surgery because I'm so unhappy with my thin hair. Put that if possible. Let's put that on the front, as close to the front burner as we can. I hate my thin hair. I detest it.
That would be so cool, man. But you're trying to lose weight, you say?
Yeah, I detest this fatness.
What kind of diet are you on?
really, I can't. I want to get on a sort of a vegan diet. You know, not totally vegan, but not that neat. But no matter how much I don't eat, I can't stop gaining. I hate this. I'd be willing to go. I'd be willing to undergo 6 months of chemo to lose this weight and keep it off.
Well, listen, man. A couple of years ago, I went on a diet, and I'm bad with diets. And a couple of years ago, I went on a diet called the slow carb diet, and I lost weight so fast, man. And the cool thing about it, I lost 60 pounds, man.
Damn.
And it took 2 months. I lost 60 pounds in 2 months, and I didn't really suffer at all. I mean, it was once a week you get to have a cheat day. You can eat anything you want. You can eat a whole pizza if you want. It helps you, actually. And so you do 6 days of the diet. It's not that strict. And then you do a cheat day. You can eat hamburgers and hot dogs and pizza all day long. It's cool. And then you go back to your diet. And it's really good, man. And I can send that to you if you want.
Yeah, I do. And another thing I want to get, I found a bone lengthening documentary. They can lengthen the forearms. I want to get the forearms longer too, because I hate my forearms being short. I detest it.
Oh yeah, I know, man.
I detest it with the pressure.
That's all going to be covered in the documentary too. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And but this weight thing, man, that diet I went on is so cool, man. And then, I mean, it's kind of restricted, but you still get to eat a lot. And like I said, the best thing is that cheat day once a week. It's just like you can do anything you want. And what's the best way to? Which is this your cell phone you just called me on?
No, this is the home phone.
But it doesn't mean it's right.
Do you have a cell phone right now?
Just take
Yes.
women out and put wives.
What can I? How can I send it? Or should I send it through the Facebook?
Michelle, thank you for
Send
your
it
call today on Pastor's Perspective, or Bobby, were you going to answer?
Okay, yeah, send it through Facebook, but YouTube video send through, I don't know. Can you send it through email so I can download them?
Alrighty, 888-564-6173. Thank you, Michelle, for calling us with your question. We're going to go now to
Thank you.
Sandy in California. Welcome to Pastor's Perspective, Sandy. How can I help you?
Go ahead and post it.
How are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Which one is your? You have 2 accounts.
What I wanted to ask you
Yes.
is, I heard
Which one's
Pastor
better,
Greg Laurie
Christopher
say
S. or
something,
just
and I was so surprised.
Put on Christopher S.
The new Earth, there will be no ocean.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see.
And then the second question would be, when we die, will we know we died?
Want me to just post it?
Both.
Well, we know we died.
Send it to,
Yeah. You know, like all of a sudden we'll go, oh, we died.
Yeah.
To Christopher S.
Something's different.
do it to Christopher Claiborne.
Let me respond to that really quick. I think
How come I see Grandpa?
we might say, oh my gosh, I'm alive.
And I'll send you the only 2
Rather
things
than,
you need to look at.
I died.
More alive than I ever
I'm
was.
actually alive.
Yeah.
I think that might be it, yeah. But go ahead, Bobby.
The link I'm
Give
gonna
us
send you is a
Doctor's
version
answer.
of a book, but I never even bought the book.
Yeah,
Everything,
well, no, I
all the
think that you should take
information
the
you need
one
to
about
link
the
you
ocean
to the
as
book.
the avid
And,
surfer you've been,
all I
because
did was
you know
follow
you've
it
really
to
gotten
the letter.
rusty on your surfing these last few years,
Yeah.
because you haven't went out, and I think the glorified body is what you're waiting for.
Wow.
So if you can kind of talk about that.
Well, actually,
I'll
I'm
say
just
as it relates.
It's
Bobby,
sometimes,
the truth is,
it's kind of dangerous because you're
just real.
not eating the right stuff, But this, as long as you eat what they say and don't eat what they don't say, you're good, man. So
Okay,
I'm gonna
gotcha.
message it to you. Yeah. And so how old do you turn today?
49.
Oh man, I thought that was it. I knew it was either 48 or 49.
Yep.
But you're looking good, man. You don't. Yeah, I know you always think about aging, but you're doing good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're doing good, man. And I'm always on your side, man. Even if we don't talk for a while, I'm always here for you.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, yes.
I'm always here for you, man.
Thank you.
And I just mainly wanted to wish you a happy birthday and tell you that I was thinking about you, man.
Happy birthday. Hey, yeah. That off the Images song.
I'm going to message that diet you thing right now on your Christopher Claiborne thing.
Thank you.
It'll be 2 links. That's all you'll need.
Okay.
Cool, man. So, happy birthday, and let's talk. How's your parents and everybody?
Oh, they're fine.
Cool, Tell him I said hello.
That I will.
And I'm going to message this to you right now, and I'll talk to you soon, man.
That we will. Thank you.
Talk to you soon, Chris.
Bye.
Bye. Agree with that position, but just...
With the clue. What the fuck? Where's that fucking post? Slut. Yeah, this is one of my fake posts. This is a sock account. Trying to see how many. Wow, this girl smells like spit. This girl's got some spit arms. Let's look at my fucking memories. Oh, 2019, that shit. Any memory from 2019 to shit. Look at those fucking memories. I got a shit ton of memories. Wow. Where's the fucking share button? Slut. Oh, she's cute. I like that answer I got about John. Man, I got a shitload of happy birthdays from people. Oh, she's cute. Yeah, definitely show this. Definitely show this. Come on, slut. Spit, spit, spit. What the hell? I don't believe that. Well, she's got some spit arms. Aww. Definitely show her she's cute. Eugenie Nistor is so adorable. I think this is so damn adorable. Where you're seeing her from behind. The back of her head. Boop, I gotta touch her head because she's so damn cute. Eugenie Nistor, if you're watching this, you are so damn cute. I'll show this. Look at his happy birthday. Wow, she's cute. Graffiti on the walls. Rosy spit. Rosy spit. Rosy spit. There's my memories. Let's see my other damn Facebook page. Spit, 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 spit. I'm giving myself a little extra treat. She a little extra treat. Man, she's got some nice arms. Respect that. Man, I hope my arms long as hers. I'm gonna kill myself if I'm not. I love when a girl wears a corona mask too. I love girls are so damn cute when they have a corona mask on. I don't know why. They're so damn boop, boop. I touched her head. Girls are so damn cute with corona masks on. They just are. I can't stand she's so damn cute. Look at this fucking shit. Look at this stud ass shit. Man, my arms smell like spit there. I wish I did. 2. Spit, 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 spit. Fuck you. What the fuck is going on here? Spit, 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 spit. How do I do this shit? Oh, I gotta clear this shit first. Come on, bitch. I wish I could invite it all.